guys from Devotee Media. Talib right now is that's Talib's record label. He's touring Europe right now with Indy 500, and you know, we're repping them right here. So it's great. Got that Indy 500. Remember that we're doing books over here. So after this, I'm gonna be signing books. Come to book sign, chop it up with me. But this next presenter and next award is very, very, very special to me. And it's crazy how it all came about, you know. First, the presenter, an amazing guy. I'll talk a little bit about him. But I remember when Martha sent me the, you know, she told me she wanted to be the host, and I was like, totally, I'm down, you know, say no more. This is an honor for me, you know, just to be in here. So I told her it was an honor. So she sent me the list of all the people getting awards. And I was like, oh, is this like, did she, hold on, how did she know that? Like, I was confused, right? Because a long time ago, you know, I met this girl and fell in love with her and all that. And she took me to meet her brother in North Carolina, her brother and father. They took me to play basketball with him, you know, to see like what I was about, you know what I mean? You could see a lot about somebody's character by playing sports with them, you know? Are they a ball hog? How do they handle adversity? You know, do they get angry real quick? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell all these different things just by playing ball. Some dudes, you can watch them play ball, and you already know, like, that dude got issues when he goes to the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel bad for his girl. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's why they took me on the court. They wanted to see, you know, is this the kind of guy that would, anyway, make a long story short, I was obviously pretty good because I married Maya, and so when I saw one of the awardees, I was like, oh, does Martha know that this is my brother-in-law? And so I hit Martha up like, yo, did you know? And she was like, that's your brother? I'm like, yeah, that's my brother. She had no idea. So it's amazing how small this world is. And you know, your brother-in-law could be anybody. It just so happened that when I met this dude, we both like playing basketball, we both like rapping, freestyling. He was a hip-hop studies professor, he was an MC, a producer. Like, I was like, how, I couldn't, like, this is like a fantasy brother, you know what I mean? And no better person to introduce, no better person to introduce, you know, this next award, right? Because the next award is about best cultural exchange model, right? We're talking about global cultural exchange models, right? And so when I met this dude, I mean, even before I met him, I was familiar with his work. You know, one of the first people that inspired me as a poet was Saul Williams. You know, give it up, shout out to Saul Williams. I feel his spirit in the building as well. You know, so this brother produced Slam, one of Saul's first movies. He did the soundtrack to Slam. This is the only brother I know who's been to Antarctica. Like, not even just once. Because I know one dude that went once, but this dude goes back and back and back and back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how does your melanin stay intact? But it does. He's good. He's shining. Nah, I'm serious. The only brother that goes to Antarctica. He's the only brother in Antarctica. He's also, I mean, countless books. He has an app that he created, a DJ app that's been downloaded. Not 1 million, not 2 million, not 5 million, but over 10 million times this app has been downloaded. So give it up for DJ Spooky!
Yo, this is an amazing event. You guys feel this shit? Oh, what? So, I just want to say this is 2015, and just as a reality check, this is not a Republican debate. Okay? So, half the minds of the American populace right now are like in like some crazy Republican Donald Trump fantasy land, like the wall, immigration bullshit. And you're like, yo, that Trump Tower uptown, that motherfucker got that shit off of some corrupt, like, 1970s shit, you know? Like, all I can say is, when you think about what we are experiencing right now in 2015, half the battle was real estate, like Robert Moses. Remember Robert Moses cutting the path through the Cross Bronx Expressway? And next thing you know, people said, look, we need to create our own social space. And that is what this is. Everybody in this room, we are catalyzers. Everybody is change. This is what we need to acknowledge. So I just want to say, wow. When you have been seeing today, everybody, this is my girl, what's up? Miss Beverly here. This is an incredible collection, and I just want to also give a big shout out to Martha, as this is put together by women. So with Nke Asante and Martha, we were all talking about the different ideas and projects and different approaches to art. One of the things that came to mind immediately was collage. And that's something that, when you go back to like the 20th century, it's now the 21st, we all tend to forget that, especially like fucking Donald Trump or some shit. And he's like 1870, people think they're also like Lincoln was the first Republican president. I always like chuckle over that one. But you have to remember, this is now. It's 21st motherfucking century. It's time for change. And for me at least, what we've been seeing tonight is an incredible collection of voices about possibility, potential, and what we need to say is another world is possible. So what I'd like to also acknowledge is two things. One, how we look at the world is by perspective, and that's what hip hop has always been about. It's not just poetry, it's not just music, it's information. And that's what I think the power of this gathering tonight and what Martha and her crew and everybody can put together is all about. So Martin Luther King didn't show up and say, hey, I have a nightmare, right? Yeah. He said, I have a fucking dream. And we are experiencing somebody's dream from another time that said another world is possible. When I produced the soundtrack with Slam, with Saul Williams, Bones Malone, a whole bunch of cats in the 90s, it was all new. And there was no, people, my peer group would be like DJ Crush, DJ Shadow, Chemist. Everybody, on the other end of the spectrum, we had like stuff like techno, you start hearing like crazy sounds. There was no new. It was just like, this is what we did. So we all looked back to that 70s, 80s moment and said, let's bring it all together. And that's what I think tonight's about. So the artists we're going to bring up in a second, there's a crew of them, and it's called Beat Making Lab. And these cats have gone, their first video was shot in fucking Congo. I mean, that is wild. Half your cell phones, all the material in your cell phone is made in Congo. Just remember that child labor, militants, warlords. There's a great film that just came out called Beast of No Nation. If you haven't seen that, see that shit? Real. So we really have to always respect diversity and many opinions and ideas, from everything from the Watch Prophets on over to the Last Poets, on over to Melvin Van Peebles, on over to motherfucking, I can't even go, Brother from Another Planet, Sun Ra. This is what we need to acknowledge as a history of science, of culture, the poetics of code. So when I think about art and technology, that's what this is all about. This is computers, and this is a new kind of literacy. It's not just saying that we're making beats, we are making history. So this is something that is a powerful statement about the future, and I think Martha pulled this together in a beautiful way. And I would like to acknowledge that first and foremost, it's about the collage, the mix, the mega mix. So this is a different voice, and I'd like to invite Pierce.
No, we're going to show a clip.
We're going to show a clip. All right, I keep getting the clip thing. Okay. We got Applejuice Kid and Pierce, and then the clip, or the clip first. There we go.
What I want to be known as is the best producer in the whole world.
We should be taking this up.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's called a glitch. Or a scratch.
What I want to be known as is the best producer in the whole world.
We should be taking this opportunity to showcase your music, to launch your music.
So everybody give it up for the Beat Making Lab.
I just want to say, MK, that basketball game, he did great. So, you know, definitely shout out to the fam. One really quick thing I want to say, first of all, one person whose name isn't up here but deserves to be recognized and is in the building is Salim Reshamwala, who's out there. He did all the filming for all our international projects. Thank you for being here. And for me, one of the things that's really special about tonight is it opened up with Abi Odun, who's one of the founding members of the Last Poets. And there's been a lot of talk about, I guess, Beat Making Lab, one of the things we got to do, as you mentioned, we got to go back to Africa, to the Congo. We've been to Senegal. MK mentioned the Wolof word hip as a part of hippie, which is a West African word. And for me to, through this program, to go back and really see the roots of hip hop and its foundations in African culture is an important part, underscoring all the work today. And the intergenerational nature with Ma Dukes, Abi Odun, it's just so beautiful to be here and be recognized as a part of that wonderful tradition. And I just thank you so much. I'm gonna pass it off to Apple Juice.
Thank you, Pierce Freeline. Yes, he stole my line. Salim, one more time. His production company is called Kid Ethnic, and this all started with an Indiegogo experiment where we just put it out to the world. Hey, we want to take what was at a university into the community in Congo, DRC, and it was a magical moment that shifted our lives for the better. And I also want to acknowledge the person that did that wonderful Fiji video, which got an Emmy. His name is John Cassidy. He's also here in New York. And I just want to say how grateful I am and honored to be, Ma Dukes is right in front of me, Rhymefest is over there. Like, it's just truly honored to be in this company. And as a producer making beats, I wanted to get on and be successful. And it's beautiful that it's happening this way where I can be of service to the world and be in community like this. It's just, it's amazing, it's an honor. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Martha, for putting this together into the Hip Hop Education Center. We've had the honor and privilege of seeing something amazing happen over and over, and that is you bring people together who don't speak the same language, who come from different cultures, who have different life experiences, and through hip hop, through the bridge of hip hop, they become brothers and sisters within moments, and it's nothing short of miraculous. And so I want to thank all of you here who live hip-hop, who create hip-hop, and breathe hip-hop for making this miracle possible. Thank you.
All right, so before we actually really jump up, I just want to say these gentlemen have taken things from Congo to Jamaica to Kenya to Fiji, all over and down to North Carolina, you know. So I just want to say this is a real pleasure and honor to present. There you go, and yeah, watch the gleam. There you go. So thank you guys. Peace.
That gave us this energy, right? It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Heavy D up in the limousine on my wall every Saturday. Mr. Magic Molly Moore. No further ado, I'd like to bring up Molly Moore, DJ Molly Moore, and his son Molly. We're going to be presenting the award for Lifetime Achievement.
That's not the funny part. The funny part is that I followed my white friends. They used to always talk about how they had to go see their shrink. I'm talking, we were like 12, 13 years old in middle school. I thought they were crazy. But these are also little kids that used to bring the stock charts to school and talk about how their grandparents bought them like investments. This is what they invested in. So being surrounded by certain types of norms that weren't part of our narrative as people of color, I started digging into therapy in my early 20s and realizing that there was still an inner child in me that needed to heal. And so I became a big fan. And so every opportunity I have to promote the value and the virtues of therapy, I take advantage of it. And so I think it's fortuitous, karmic, and beautiful that I get to introduce two young men of color who understand the value of therapy and the connection to hip hop and the ability to bridge the value of taking people through the process of understanding who they are on a much deeper level. And that's these two young men here. And I'm supposed to present y'all with an award. Is that what's here? We're gonna do it later? We're gonna go to the clip? Because I don't know nothing, I just came from work. So we got a clip. There's a clip. I'm gonna read up on them some more so I can be appropriate. Please play the clip.
Everything that I want.
Yes, yes. So today.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? How's everybody feeling? This feels so good. We are so honored to be here tonight, all the way from Oakland.
I have some announcements I want to make real quick. Yo, did you text the pledge? Did y'all do that already? Yeah. Text the pledge? You did it? All right, cool. That's what's up. I want to make sure everybody texts to pledge. That's what we're doing. We're texting to pledge. You know, we're not drunk texting. We're just texting the pledge. That's what we're doing. And I have a really important announcement. You know, Malik came up here and he did a wonderful job presenting the award to Beats, Rhymes, and Life. But he forgot to mention what he's doing right now, which is real important and real big in the world. So Malik Yoba and our brother, you can go see it at Doc NYC. Y'all gonna go see it? Yeah. Queen's in here. Peace, Queen. Peace, Queen. So important. This, and I get a chance.
I am Donna Smith, wife of Rhymefest Smith, co-founder and executive director of Founders House. And I want to take a moment to honor the mothers of many of the hip hop artists that we respect. So I want to honor my Dukes, Umi, Dr. Hines, who is Thomas' mother. There's something to be said about the love and the support from a mother. What many people don't know is that Dr. Donda West, way back in the day when people were still mispronouncing Kanye's name, set up a recording studio in her home. And in this recording studio, not only did her son produce his first work, but my husband, who was born to a mother who was 15 years old, along with a host of other Chicago artists, hung out in this house. And it was literally Donda's house. And so she worked with she worked with young adults as a professor at Chicago State, and then would come home every day to a house of about 20 to 25 young artists who were creating music in her home. She mentored them, she fed them, and she continued to do that work as the executive director of the Kanye West Foundation. Shortly before she passed, she was working on a program called Loop Dreams, and her goal was to get recording studios in every high school in America, because she understood the power that hip hop has, that agency has, that voice has. And so Donda's House, what we like to call Donda's House 2.0, is really picking up the torch where she left it in order to provide access to all youth, regardless of income level, to the arts. So that's what we're doing at Donda's House. And I pass the mic to my husband. I want to say, one of my favorite poets, we talked about Saul Williams a lot tonight. He has a line that says, "You don't know the power of words until you're forced to serve the sentence." And unfortunately, many youth are serving sentences given by others. They're not being empowered, they're not being told to speak for themselves. And so as much as possible, in this room, we have the power to let young people speak for themselves and to give them life sentences that are affirming and that they come up with. So passing up on that. Roll the clip, please. Based on the south side of Chicago, and we work with young people between the ages of 14 to 24 who are interested in being artists, basically. So if if a young person wants to rap or sing, that's why we were founded. And we were co-founded by Kanye West, everyone in the world knows. Rhymefest, who is actually also my...
So many people, Martha, and I know a lot of y'all is in y'all 40s, and upper 30s like me, maybe even 50s, but it's so interesting because you don't look like it. You look like you looked when I was growing up. But what that tells me is that there's something about hip-hop that keeps you young, that keeps you vibrant. I got friends that I went to high school, I got friends that's like 33, 34, and they look done for, man. And I'm looking like, yo, what the hell happened? And I'm like, oh, you've been defeated. Oh, I get it. You gave up. There's something about people who participate actively in hip hop that just didn't give up, that won't give up. And it lets me know. It lets me understand something about aging and the aging process. A lot of us like to say, nah man, what you need to do is get on that electric diet, and you need to really get don't eat nothing to break down any sugar. You know what I'm saying? And then my grandma like, I've been smoking since 12. Like, she 100, you know what I'm saying? The aging process, we can do all this Dr. Carson neuroscience stuff, but at the end of the day, it's how you think, what you think. What is the diet of your mind? The hip-hop diet is something that obviously looking around the room works. And I would encourage us to keep that and don't let the world convince you that you're too old to rap or you're too old to express yourself. I just came from a Frankie Beverly and May show and said, damn, he looked the same way. Man, it was 100,000 people doing the bus stop to Joy and Pain. You telling me, I just saw Big Daddy Kane flip over his joint like that. I just saw it and walked in here, and I'm thinking, man, rappers are tricked out. Hip-hop DJs and breakers are tricked out of our talent every day by corporations who want to use the ignorance of our youth to exploit our community. We're not going to let it happen, because instead of letting them trick our youth, we're going to teach our youth. And that's when we take our power. Number 2, I don't believe in being a broke revolutionary. A lot of people think that it's noble to be a broke revolutionary. Bad people get money off us all the time, and then we feel bad for getting money. We can let somebody get a corporation or a business, right, and make a whole bunch of money, and if we say, hey man, maybe you exploited the community a little bit, why you hating? Because I'm getting money? But then somebody who owns a non-profit got to feel bad because they get $250,000 a year? Hell no. They should get more than that because they doing something for the community. Yeah. Don't feel bad about getting money. Go ahead and donate to hip-hop education. At some point, we're gonna have to validate each other. A revolution does not happen with everybody. It's a few people that makes the change for everybody. Reverend Jackson, I know a lot of people ain't know Reverend Jackson. Reverend Jackson told me something in the studio. I made a joint with Common and Jesse Jackson, both rapping. And I told Jackson, well, Reverend came in, he said, well, I don't really know, what to do. I can't really do my rhymes like this, I said, I'm gonna do your favorite thing, Reverend Jackson. I'm just gonna leave the mic on, you just talk. Because I know how to do it. And he started talking, he said, man, unity is overrated. I said, what? He said, unity is overrated. I said, what you mean by that? He said, you can have 1 million blind people trying to cross the street at the same time, and they all gonna get hit by a car. He said, you can have 300 people that can see out of one eye, and they can make it across the street. He said, when we was marching in Selma, He said, how many black people you think lived in Selma, Alabama? I don't know. He said, about 20,000. He said, how many you think was on that bridge with us on Bloody Sunday? I said, I don't know. He said 300. 300 people changed the world. For the 20,000 that lived in a town that wouldn't come out. All I'm saying is sometimes we spin our wheels so long trying to get everybody to get on. There are enough people in this room right now to change the world, more than enough. Yes. Let's validate each other. Come from is disbelief. When we look at Chicago, right now it's a lot of apathy, you know what I mean? Vote don't matter, this don't matter, nothing matters. And then we let people, hey, whatever. If you from New York, make some noise. If you from Brooklyn, make some noise. No, come get Spike Lee out my fucking city. If I came to Brooklyn and made a movie called Niggas Kill Niggas in Brooklyn, y'all would like it. Oh shit. Coming up.
Juice.
I don't believe in wrong or right. I don't believe the devil's home tonight. I question the existence of a Jesus Christ. How the hell can this man die twice? My homie got shot once and never came to life. I don't believe in karma. You don't believe me? Ask my baby mama. She just mad because we ain't believe in condoms. I was blindfolded by blind faith. Trusting these women, they snakes. Open your eyes. You have Medusa on a blind date. But no man will time wait. Fuck Ebola. Do something about the crooked cops and the crime rate. They call us 3/5 of a human, that's a primate. I don't believe we come from monkeys, that's a mind state. I don't believe that sagging jeans is the problem. You can pull them all the way up, you still jobless. Or get a record deal and even make $1 million. Still behind on child support and eating garbage. I don't believe in Kwanzaa or February. I don't believe affirmative action is necessary. I don't believe that education can educate. I learned more from my homies on 55th and State. I learned more from the niggas melanin in their face. Just learned my homie was stage 3, I'm losing faith. Like a bird with a broken wing and a half a leg, and nobody at the nest with a cracked egg. The fortune teller said in my future was leadership. But if she told me the rest, I wouldn't believe this shit. Plus I got a daughter I don't never see. I guess that means she don't believe in me.
That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but yet lost the way.
Yeah.
Greed has poisoned men's souls.
I move at the speed of thought, so if your ass is telepathic, we can't even talk. But if you thinking how I'm thinking, we can push the earth. Give me this day our daily bread, and I double the work. Coming from nothing but dirt, talk is just something I hurt. This ain't no life for a kid, go to bed hungry as hell. Some niggas vegetarian, some people born with too much, some of us ain't got enough. Little oodles and noodles, real nigga choices and stuff. How can I come from the perk? How can I pivot from poor? Wanna walk up in the store, give me what's up in the drawer. Trying to feed yourself, I'm trying to feed the block. If you can just see yourself, then you wouldn't wanna watch me trying to get in position. Stop on my face with the church kidnapped God, he's locked in the basement. I'll be his replacement. The prosecutor, judge, the jury, the law, the mercy, the flood, the fury. We can push the world, we can push the world. If I can make it out the hood, we can push the world. I'm talking Jewish boys, listen on a Muslim girl. Let some real shit happen, baby, push the world. You can say it was back, now they claiming it's round. I'm trying to fight in the space before I lie in the ground. New thing is to unlearn everything. My new thing is to unlearn everything. Recondition my condition. Use my intuition. The #1 killer of black people is tradition. We all suffer from a lack of vision. You ain't free. We living in the open air prison. I ain't moving the mountains because I'm pushing the planet. If I told you who God was, you niggas would panic. I can take from the sun to bring a new understanding. Stop living in somebody's opinion. Fact is, we can push the world. We can push the world. I can make it out the hood. We can push the world. make it out of New York, you can push the world. See a Jewish boy kissing all the Muslims.